Hey, it's Barça here, and in today's video I'm going to be discussing why Raphinha fits so well at Barcelona, and why the 58 million that the Blaugrana paid for him will be more than worth it. So make sure to stay tuned, because in the first couple of La Liga games he's been in great form, and here you'll hear why that's not a coincidence. Last season at Leeds, Raphinha scored 11 goals and delivered 3 assists in 35 games. So his statistics weren't too crazy, but still different clubs wanted to dig deep into their pockets to sign him. And what was the reason for that? Well, Raphinha is the kind of player who can make the difference in games without having to be prolific statistically. His playing style is to stay wide and set up an attack from an individual action. Because of this, any team with Raphinha in it will always have a dangerous left or right wing. Also, this makes him that type of player that opposite managers will man-mark with 2 defenders, leaving a numerical advantage somewhere else on the field. All of this just because of his playing style and qualities. And why does this fit Barcelona so well exactly? Well, Barcelona's general playing style is to play attacking possession-based football, and one of the most important things for that is to have dangerous wingers who are prolific at dribbling. But it's more than that. If you look at the attackers Barcelona have had in their history, there's a lot of them out there who got a lot of flair and are incredibly skillful. The biggest example of this is Ronaldinho, and in his time at Barcelona he scored 70 goals and delivered 50 assists in La Liga in 145 games. Those stats are actually not that great either. Just like Raphinha, he wasn't about the statistics, even as an attacker, and he could just deliver a man of the match performance without scoring or assisting. People don't remember him for the amount of goals he scored or how his stats were just out of this world. It's about the way he played, and you've probably seen him play or watched enough compilations of him to know what was so special about him. It's difficult just to describe it with words. And there are several Barcelona legends who had this aura about them. Raphinha is the exact same type of player, and he has just ended up at the perfect club for him. A club where players can express themselves on the pitch and where the way of playing is as important as the results. Let's just take a trip to the year 2050. Raphinha is a football legend now, not as the same status as Ronaldinho probably, but people still remember him. And as you guessed, it's not because of the stats, it's because of the flair he played with and all of the dribbles that he made. That's what a lot of Barcelona attackers are all about. So a first reason he fits the Blaugrana so well is his playing style. But that's not the only thing. Before the season, Barcelona lacked attacking creativity from the wings. Xavi and Dembélé was the only real threat, Ansu Fati was often injured and Adama Traoré's end product wasn't good enough. This resulted in a lack of goals. That's why this summer Barcelona bought Lewandowski. But Raphinha is as important of a signing as the Polish striker is. To be really dangerous, you need to be a threat from both wings. Otherwise you're too predictable. So it was absolutely necessary to get an extra winger, who could complement Xavi and Dembélé perfectly. And what's even more interesting is that both Dembélé and Raphinha are capable of playing at both wings. They're both a little better from the right, but on the left they're still a threat. And if you've got 2 wingers who always play on the same side, it's much easier to defend them. But for defenders it's an absolute nightmare if you've got 2 wingers who are constantly changing positions during a game. Surely if they're both prolific dribblers like Dembélé and Raphinha. Another reason Raphinha perfectly complements Dembélé is that he's better at crossing than him. And if you've got a striker like Lewandowski, you need someone who can deliver good crosses. What Raphinha lacks a bit though is raw pace, but that is then again perfectly complemented by Dembélé, who is probably Barcelona's fastest player. So for Xavi's system, where width in attack and dynamic football are crucial, the combination of Dembélé and Raphinha is perfect. Just imagine we didn't sign Raphinha. What would we then have? Ansu Fati of course, but he's less good at changing from side to side and delivering crosses, while he's better at finishing and link-up play. So for him there's actually another position that works perfectly, and that he can play in while Lewandowski, Raphinha and Dembélé are all on the pitch too. To know what position that is, you can go and watch the video on him that I made and I'll link it in the description down below. But to get back to Raphinha, there's one last thing that makes him fitted for the Blaugrana, and it's probably not what you expect. He's Brazilian. Yep, that's it. Brazilians accommodate very easily to the environment of Barcelona, and often experience the peak years of their footballing career there. Are you going to tell me that Ronaldinho is better at Milan than at Barcelona, or that Neymar is better at PSG than he was at Barcelona? These players were at their best for the Blaugrana, because the environment suited them best there. And I know what you're about to tell me. Coutinho is better at Liverpool and he's Brazilian too, but that was because he didn't fit into the system, and that's even more important. And contrary to Coutinho, Raphinha does fit into the system, and Barcelona might be the perfect place for him to succeed. The only disadvantage that Brazilians like Ronaldinho and Romario typically have is that they tend to go to nightclubs too much. But Raphinha is super professional, so that's just another reason he will thrive in Barcelona. So that's about it. Raphinha and Barcelona is a match made in heaven. He's the type of player that fans come to the stadium for, and that's one of the things Barcelona stands for. He perfectly complements Xavi and Dembélé and will make Xavi's attack an unstoppable machine. and in Barcelona he will perfectly accommodate to the culture, which will only make him thrive more and help him become a better player. It's clear that Barcelona would be worse off without Raphinha, and Raphinha would be worse off without Barcelona. So I'm very glad he chose to join the Blaugrana. That was it for today's video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and feel free to share your own opinion on Raphinha in the comments down below. Força Barça and have a good day.